What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 153 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, what's good?
Hey, yo.
What's up? What's happening?
A lot of stuff is good.
Ew.
Hey,
What's
hey,
good?
hey. No, a lot of stuff's good.
Is there good stuff? I hope so.
Spooky season is in full effect, and it's about to get scarier. It's only Wednesday. Saturday's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
This is Halloween. Everybody make a pumpkin.
Oh my god, dude! I've watched Nightmare Before Christmas so many times over the past 2 weeks.
I just started.
It's good stuff.
What is it? It's Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh no!
Listen, I
Really?
remember that as a kid.
That's what you spend. That's what you spend your time on.
No, I remember
of all the amazing movies
I know,
to watch.
But I remember that as a kid, and I was like, I want my son to see that.
My God. Watch Hocus Pocus or something, dude. Jeez.
Listen, we're getting there, but I want to finish this, and then I just showed him. I let him listen to One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater, and he's like, "Can you?" He got back in the car when I picked him up, and he goes, "Can you play that song again?"
Oh no!
It started. I was like, "This is the song that never ends." Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
Well, we do have a lot of stuff to talk about on today's show. Coming off last week's show that was like nonstop news, we do have some new stuff happening over the next few weeks. We'll start off by recapping the last week of gameplay. That's going to include the Galarian stuff that came from the Crown Tundra. We had Mega Gengar and Raids, Farfetch'd. We've got Halloween event going on. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of been overlapping over the past week or two. So we'll kind of recap all of that. And then going forward into next week, we have Animation Week being announced. And this is kind of in celebration of Pokemon Journeys. This is something we already saw, was it 2 weeks ago now, with the World Cap Pikachu in Spotlight Hour.
Yes.
That was from Journeys.
Yep.
So now we have this kind of event surrounding the Journeys franchise, which is really cool. We'll talk about that. Latin America is getting an exclusive event to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Niantic has rounded up all of the special weekend information and put it on a single landing page with links. So if you're wondering how you can take part in one of these special weekends, you have one page you can go to and check your eligibility, and that's all going to be regional eligibility. So all that data will be there. We have 2 weeks of community days coming in November. This is going to be a first for Niantic. We've had multiple, like Eevee was a 2-day thing. We've had December's where it was across 2 days, but this seems a little bit different, and we'll break down how that's going to work. And then finally, I put up a community question on Twitter regarding field research, and we had a ton of responses that came in rapid fire, and I put a bunch of them in the notes here today that I could just run through really quick because we had some cool responses. But Adam, why don't we start with our typical recap and let us know how it's been going for you during the Halloween event?
Well, I've been doing all right, because I've been playing this event. All of it.
Nice.
Every aspect of it. But we can start with the Halloween 2020 event, which is running through Tuesday, November 3rd. So that's when it ends. We had plenty of Ghosts in the Wild, costumed Gengar, and Mega Gengar raids, which were fantastic. It was probably the coolest thing to see Mega Gengar be defeated and then it go poof. And then it's a costume Gengar. It's almost like
turn into a costume.
Yeah, it's almost like a surprise. Costume Sableye was in the wild. Fantastic looking model. If I do say so myself. Congrats to whoever came up with that. Spiritomb was in field research, which I haven't been able to find too much of, but it is what it is. Galarian Yamask in special research, which when I unlocked it, I know that we talked about it, but it kind of like struck me. I felt like it was the shiny Yamask, and then I was like, wait a minute. This is the Galarian one.
Yeah.
Darkrai was in 5-star raids. We had new avatar items, as well as double transfer candy and double catch candy, because who doesn't like candy? But wait, there's more. Oh, we also got that super cool pose with like the zombie hands out. It just looks so.
Oh, the
so
zombie
sick.
pose,
yeah,
yeah.
So sick.
I was in a raid lobby of 20 today, and I think there was like 16 people with the zombie pose. It was pretty
you
cool.
needed to make a private one just to kick the other 4 out. Anyways, We're also in the middle of Go Battle League Halloween Cup, which I've been having a blast with. I finally get to use my...
A lot of people really like it.
Yeah, I'm getting to use my Arbok. That's a PvP rank 1, and I love it. Love it. We also had the Catch Mastery Ghost Day featuring Drifloon, Duskull Spotlight Hour, Darkrai Raid Hour, and finally, Alolan Marowak Raid Day is coming on Halloween. Let's also not forget about the Crown Tundra, like you talked about, the celebration where we had Galarian Ponyta in raids, and Galarian Farfetch'd was in the wild.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But let me work in reverse and just kind of... So, Ponyta, I know the majority of people are upset that it was just in raids. I am kind of not okay with the fact that I searched around. Like, I literally was driving around, like, right when this happened, trying to find raids. Couldn't find any. I did get invited to one, so I was, thankful for that. And then in the morning, I definitely drove around again trying to find raids, and nothing. There was literally not even one raid going. I think there was like a 5-star mega raid or whatever. And I was like, are you serious? One mega raid in my entire town? Like, that's just, it doesn't make sense.
So, Adam, I'm going to tell you a little something about a patron exclusive Discord that we have, where there's a channel in there called Remote Raids, where we have people from all over the globe that raid at all hours of the day, where if you tag the remote raider role and say, hey, anyone got any ponitas? I guarantee you, you'll get invited like immediately.
Okay, but listen, there was one that I found. I eventually found one. So I did a total of 2 Galarian Ponyta raids.
All right, well, at least you got your 2, so you could at least evolve.
Right. I am excited for Marowak Raid Day.
Oh, and it is confirmed that it will have the move Shadow Bone.
Shadow Bone.
They did confirm. Yeah, they confirmed that late, so that is a thing. We didn't get Dark Void for Darkrai. Remember, we saw Dark Void come into the code, and we were like, oh, it's Darkrai's signature move. We'll get that for Darkrai. That didn't happen.
No.
And then we saw Shadow Bone, and we were like, oh, shit, are we going to get it for Alolan Marowak Day? And then we didn't know, and then, yeah, they finally announced it. So, yes to Shadow Bone for Marowak Raid Day, Alolan Marowak Raid Day.
Tuesday, we had Spotlight Hour. I forgot that it was Duskull, but I realized it shortly after. Caught a few of them. Didn't get a shiny. It's water under the bridge. It's not... I don't know. I guess Spotlight Hours just... They just haven't really done it for me. I don't get crazy excited for these.
See, but this was a weird one because we're in the middle of the Halloween event, which already had Duskull as a featured Pokemon, and then we had a Duskull Spotlight Hour. So it was like there was Duskull available prior to the Spotlight and after the Spotlight. So that part seemed a little weird for me because even after the event, I was still able to get plenty of Duskull through the rest of the night. And
Duskull, there was just so many of them already. Like, I open my game, I have like 5 Duskulls at my house. I don't need 20 Duskulls at my house. I've already got 5. And then we had the Drifloon, that catch day, and that was awesome. That was a well done event because I enjoyed it. I caught a bunch of Pokemon. A Drifloon, but it was one of those things where I just kept catching them, and I was not getting a shiny. And towards the end of the night, I actually got like very scared that I wasn't going to get one, and I almost was like, I can't go home until I get one of these.
Nah.
But I had stopped. I picked up a box of Champion's Path, the double boxes. Shout out to my local Walmart. When I went there, I caught a PvP rank 1 Drifloon. I evolved it, and I dumped all the Stardust into it until it was at 1500. And so I'm thankful for that. And then I stop and get a coffee at Panera, like I normally do, and I got a shiny. Drifloon. I was like, yeah, it's shiny Drifloon. I was like, okay, all right, my night has been made. I got the shiny Drifloon. I got the 100% PvP IV for Great League. I was like,
I love how you say 100% PvP IV.
100% PvP IV.
All right, well, look, let me run through my time. What about Gengar? Before I give my story? Did you get the shiny costume?
I have not gotten the shiny costume, so I'm still on the lookout. So invite me to raids.
What about enough Mega Energy to Mega Evolve your Gengar?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So for me, with the Crown Tundra stuff, I got plenty of Galarian Farfetch'd, no hundos. I kept all the ones that I caught. I'm just waiting to like sit with someone and do swap trades, till I get the hundo. I really, really want the hundo. So I have not done my Surfetched evolution. Now, something cool about the evolution mechanic, in order to evolve your Galarian Farfetch'd up to Surfetch'd, you have to make it your buddy and get 10 excellent throws. Doesn't have to be concurrently, but that's cool. Kind of, we talked about it last week, so that's cool. I did probably 5 or 6 Ponytas. It is what it is. It's a beautiful Pokemon. It's been amazing in Go Snapshot. I love the way when it does its attack, its mane goes from, the purple rainbowy colors to like this crazy fluorescent, iridescent, really like super bright looking colors. It looks phenomenal. So I definitely love that. Drifloon Catch Mastery Day. I did amazing. I mean, I played for, pretty consistently, not hardcore, but I played consistently throughout the day. I ended up getting 4 shiny Drifloon, which was crazy.
There you go.
2 of them, yeah, no, right? 2 of them back to back. And then even during the event, I even got a full odds shiny Alolan Rattata, which was pretty funny. So I'll definitely take it. That was the same day. I think I don't know. I think I got 5 or 6 shinies in that day. It was crazy. I did not really do Duskull Spotlight Hour too much. I go plus for the most of it. I still didn't get any shinies. I still need one of those shinies, so that's killing me. Galarian Yamask I did get from the special research. For this one, you have to defeat 10 raids while it's your buddy in order to evolve it up to the Runerigus. So that's a pretty cool little mechanic. The 2 times transfer and catch candy is great here because we've had the double transfer candy before as like the spotlight bonus, which means that you had to like take away from your catching during the spotlight. You had to decide what you wanted to do for that hour. So now that I have like this extended period of time, I finally was able to do like all my Meltan, all my extra legendaries. I got rid of everything. Like I ended up, I think, getting rid of an additional like 200 to 250 Pokemon that just were clogging up my inventory. And it's like, I know I have my inventory maxed out, but it's like I'm always just at the top and not having enough room. So it felt really good to purge a bunch of that, of the old legendaries that were just sitting around for the sake of having them. So got the double candy for that. That was great. Mega Gengar still, I had 100% Gengar already, but no shiny in the costume yet. I've been really trying for it. I've been doing as many as I can. I still don't have a shiny Darkrai either. I've done plenty. And, so if anyone's on my friends list, send me those invites. I'll do them every time. But the fact that there's all this shit going on and kind of all compounding, and we got to remember too, we're recording this on a Wednesday, the 28th. This goes until next Tuesday. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time to take part in this stuff. So this was an extended event that goes past Halloween. And we still have the Alolan Marowak Raid Day coming up this weekend. So this event, we talked about it last week. There's just so much to do. There's so much shit going on. I think this was a very, very amazing week to play because, like you were saying, Adam, there's so many different aspects to play. Whether you're doing eggs, whether you're doing raids, whether you're doing shiny hunting, whether you're doing event Pokemon or research, there's just tons of shit to do. No shiny Spiritomb for me either, which was a bummer. I was really trying for that. That was, the Catch 18 Ghost type, whatever it was. Those were pretty rare research.
Yeah, they're really hard to find.
That has 40 stops. I think that 2 of them were the Spiritomb quests. So that was kind of tough. But I just love this week overall. I think that this was probably one of the most full feeling weeks that Pokemon Go has had in a long time. That's outside of like a Go Fest week.
Very engaged.
There's so much shit to do.
And
we still have so much time too.
Yeah.
There's it's nowhere near over. So very, very cool. I'm hoping to trade away, lucky trade my Galarian Yamask with someone. I got that lined up for a couple days from now. Maybe I'll get the hundo, and then I really want that hundo Surfetched. So working on that as well. But I really enjoyed all this, man. I thought it was just a phenomenal week and kept us very busy. And this will keep us, driving the train straight into next week, which we'll talk about right meow.
Right meow.
So we kind of ran through the November. We had that preliminary November schedule that did have some holes in it. And, while they did give us a schedule, okay, here's your raid boss rotation for the month. 2 of the raid bosses were blank. So it turns out that we do have some information that kind of came, but it didn't get included in that kind of that original blog post. So we already discussed that Cubone is going to be in the spotlight next Tuesday. We talked about that last week. And we have Darkrai coming to Raid Hour again next Wednesday. We knew about that. But then there was an announcement of a new event that's going to be kicking off next Friday. So we'll actually have another episode come out prior to this event happening, but we do have the info now. But in that announcement, they did say that Lugia will be the Pokemon that's returning to 5-star raids after Darkrai. So Thursday, November 5th at 1 p.m., running through Monday, November 16th. So 11 days worth of Lugia coming to raids, but Lugia will finally have Aeroblast. You got to remember, was it right when COVID hit that Lugia was supposed to come back to raids? Remember there was like that weird like midweek legendary rotation?
Yeah, and they had to stop it.
I think it was right. They stopped it, right? I remember that. So we finally will have Lugia with Aeroblast. I know that this is going to be a huge one that people are going to be raiding like fucking crazy. So that's exciting. But that was kind of...
Just to ask, we can get it with the charged Elite TM, correct?
Yes, because then it's added to the pool, right? And also, but we did. This was all kind of inside of this announcement for this upcoming event, which is Animation Week, and this is pretty exciting. Adam, I know you're probably excited about this.
I am excited because I've been religiously watching it.
Yeah, so to celebrate the latest season of the Pokemon anime, which is Pokemon Journeys, we're going to have a new event coming to the game that features encounters and other content that has ties to the 2 main characters of the anime, Ash and his new friend Go, Goh. So from Friday, November 6th at 8 a.m. to Thursday, November 12th at 10 p.m. local time, we're going to have World Cap Pikachu appearing in the wild. It can be shiny. So this was the one, the first October Spotlight Hour was that World Cap. Now we have that coming to the wild. That's pretty cool. In raids, we're going to have Ivysaur, Pinsir, Snorlax, Golurk, and others. That's pretty interesting. In the wild, Bulbasaur, Execute, Cubone, Scyther, Dratini, Cyndaquil, and more. Keep an eye on Cubone here. Cubone seems to be all over the place, and I understand it's Halloween and all that, but we also have information on the 7K egg pool. Now, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we talked about how Niantic finally disclosed like the egg pools, and we knew what was in 2, 5, 10, 12K
so that was last
eggs.
week, yep.
So we still didn't know what was in the 7K eggs, and we didn't know like what was in the Adventure Sync 5 and 10Ks. But here they're talking about 7Ks, but there's no way that this is the complete list. So it says Pichu, Mantike, Riolu, and Cubone will be hatching from 7K eggs. Does that mean that entire 7K egg pool is just going to be those 4? Or is there going to be other shit going on? Like, who knows? Like, will the Galarians come out like Zigzagoon and Darumaka? Like, are they still going to be in there? Like, I don't know. I don't know what is going on, if that's the complete pool, but we'll have to pay attention to, Sylph Research or whatever to see what's actually hatching from the full 7K pool. We're going to have timed research inspired by multiple episodes of Pokemon Journeys. Now, we don't exactly know what that means. It probably just means that the encounters will be Pokemon that have been seen in episodes of Pokemon Journeys. I don't know how they're going to tell a story necessarily with the research, like if it's just going to be task-based or if we're going to have, Professor Willow talking, or I don't know. We had stuff in the code a couple weeks ago about a professor's assistant or someone else. You remember?
Yep.
When that kind of... So could this be something where we see a different professor come in? Maybe the professor from the world of Journeys?
Oh, yeah.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how that works in terms of what makes that research inspired by the anime. but we'll have to see. Go will be appearing in Go Snapshot Photobombs. I love that. I think that's super cool. And there will be Go-inspired avatar items in the Style Shop. So this is Animation Week. So not happening till next Friday, but we've got to remember, our Halloween event is going to be running through the middle of next week. So this kind of gives us a couple days between the end of the Halloween event and the beginning of Animation Week. There'll be a couple days where it's probably going to be a little chill in the game. So that might be a good time to take a breather if you need one. But anything jump out at you here that seems interesting? Are you excited about
nothing
nothing
necessarily here. I mean, if we get to see a storyline with Professor Cerise, that would be exciting. If we get to see Psyduck added, from the Calavari guy or whatever, because he likes shiny Pokemon. That would be cool. Like if we actually do get Psyduck, I want to see that.
Maybe Cerise is the other. That's what I mean. Like maybe Cerise is the other person that talks in the research. You know what I mean? Like rather than just Willow in the same position, hunched over in front of his mobile lab, the same shit. Maybe we'll actually get something new. That would be awesome. I think that would be a cool way to tie it in.
And to tie that into the anime and bring more awareness to the anime. That's
what I mean. That it'd be actual, it was so cool to get Jesse and James. This would be another way to tie it into the anime without it being Pokemon related. It's the professor. I think that's super cool. Totally dig it. But I haven't watched through all of Journeys, so I definitely need to get caught up.
Well, when you get caught up, you let me know.
All right, Adam, we have a Latin American event coming. Why don't you run through this for our LATAM friends?
Well, in keeping with the Halloween spirit, they're getting their own exclusive event to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Was it De la Muertes? I don't know. I'm ruined.
Go for it.
De los del Muertes. I don't know. I'm ruining it. Everybody hates me right now. They're like, that guy. He's just he got to stop playing Pokemon. He doesn't know what he's doing. But this is going to be on Sunday, November 1st at 10 a.m. to Monday, November 2nd at 11:59 local time p.m. Pokemon representing the different elements of the Day of the Dead will appear. In the wild, you'll see Cubone, Sunflora, Roselia, Cacnea, Duskull, Litwick, and more. Incense will attract Ghastly, Mischievous, Absol, Shuppet, Duskull, Drifloon, and Litwick. Event-exclusive field research, which is awesome. And then you're going to get Poffins available as Go Battle League rewards.
I like that.
I like that because it's like, I don't technically need them and I won't buy them, but if they're
I've never bought a Poffin.
If they're going to give me one, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, when I get them as part of a box or part of a research, I always get excited, but I've never bought one outright.
Yeah, and then you'll also see a special box featuring an incense, Poffins, star pieces, and remote raid passes in the shop. I think, is that the first time remote raid passes are going to be in a box?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Now, it is, and obviously we know that there's not going to be more than 3. So this is going to be one of those situations where you want this box and you're not going to be able to buy it. If it has 3 raid passes in it, 3 remote raid passes, and you have 3 remote raid passes in your inventory, you're not going to be able to buy the box. So this is one of those weird adverse effects to having this remote raid pass cap. And of all the things that Niantic has decided are important to have in this game, rules, regulations, whatever, I still cannot wrap my fucking head around the point of limiting remote raid passes to 3 in your inventory at once. Because it's not slowing people down for doing remote raids, it's only an annoyance. So it's like, what is the real fucking purpose? Like, what is the actual purpose of limiting the amount of remote raid passes you could have? It only causes headaches, especially when people want to buy 3 more raid passes and they have 3 in their inventory and then it says no. Or they want to buy this box and then they can't. Or they have 3 remote raid passes in their inventory and you get a free one, like the free weekly remote raid pass thing that they're doing, and then you go to collect it and you can't because you're already full.
That is the worst. I hate that so much.
I'm so baffled. Like, why? I don't understand.
It's like a free one shows up in the shop with a limited time span, and like I have 3, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't claim it.
I remember when it first happened, and I was like, okay, I kind of get it. They don't want people to exclusively remote raid. This was before COVID got real bad. It was just like, all right, they want to slow people down from doing remote raids. They want the feature to be slowly integrated, but not the dominant way people play. And it ended up becoming really one of the most favorite ways for people to play is remote raiding. So I just don't understand. Like that, like we always want transparency from Niantic. We always want good communication from Niantic, or, what about this? What about this fix? When are you going to fix this? It's like, sometimes I just want explanations. Like, I don't need dates. I don't need data. I just want to know, like, what's the thought process? Like, what is the real reasoning behind limiting that? No one fucking knows. And it bothers everyone. Like, I haven't met one person who's like, you know what? I really don't mind that I can only have 3 remote.
I really don't mind that I have to go to the shop to get another one when there's already a limited window of me.
It's the
it's the
fucking worst.
I get that I need to buy another one, but pull me right to that screen where it's like, do you want to buy another one? Yes.
No, you have to go all the way back out. X out.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm going to miss the raid. There was 20 seconds left. And do you know how many raids I missed? The worst is when
you need coins.
I missed so many raids because of that.
Dude, I've done that a million times. It's like, oh, fuck, I don't have any raid passes. And then they're like, all right, let me go to the store. And I go to buy the raid pass. Oh, fuck, I don't have enough coins. It's like, it's like, forget it. I'll never make it back in time. I'll never do it. Yeah,
there's also going to be snapshot surprises. Ooh. Spooky.
Now, it's like, this would be awesome if they, this seemed like a really cool opportunity to do, like, can you imagine, like, Cubone with, like, a sugar skull?
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
You know what I mean?
Duskull with one.
Wouldn't that be fucking badass? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That would be so fucking
Pokemon
cool.
Go, we will take the credit, but all that we ask is that you plug us.
No, but even like, avatars, now that they have like the face mask, slot.
Oh yeah,
like that would have been
they could
super
do like
cool
half
too,
mask,
to have like
anything like that.
Yeah, wow, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna try and pronounce that one more time because I definitely looked it up. Dia de Muertos.
Okay, it's still wrong, but
Dia
it's
de Muertos. I don't.
No,
I'm dipping my toes.
I like that. I really like that this is a regional event. There's nothing in here that's like over the top FOMO, where people that aren't from Latin America are going to be like, "Hey, what the fuck?" It's just something happening.
Are you kidding me?
In Latin America.
I'm mad that I'm not going to get my Poffins.
Oh God, I guess
Cacnea is such a rare Pokemon. Where else am I going to get my Cacneas?
In the sunny day. But no, I like that it's a regional event, and there's nothing that you really have to worry about missing out on, because everything else it's just somewhat normal. There's no exclusive Pokemon, there's no exclusive things, there's really no FOMO.
But it's
required
an exclusive event, and they're gonna get snapshot surprises that we won't get.
What could it possibly be? Fucking Roselia or Cubone? It's gonna be Cubone. It's like, what the fuck? But no, I definitely like this. Speaking of global events here and regional events, we talked about the special weekend last week, which, we had the Verizon, we had Grubhub. We talked a little bit about the 7-Eleven Mexican event because Shiny Ferroseed was announced and everyone was confused. Like, is this going to be a global release? How is this going to work? Will it be available after the special research? So now Niantic has put together a Pokemon Go blog post that kind of details all of the special weekends that are happening around the globe, and they put it all in one spot. So special weekends are events that are ticketed, and each of the events have their own individual sponsor, and they all call for some sort of unique action to be taken by the player in order to get a ticket. So just to recap what we have going on here. In the U.S., we have 2 events. We have one on Verizon on Saturday, November 7th, which was limited to Verizon account holders. So if you had a Verizon account, you could ultimately log into their website and submit for a code. You would get a code. You enter the code. You get your ticket. You get your medal. You get your ticket. Now, We've since learned that the code that's generated by a Verizon account holder could actually be redeemed by anyone, regardless of their carrier. So, like, people were saying, oh, hey, my mom has Verizon, but I have T-Mobile. So, hey, Mom, let me log into your Verizon account real quick. They get their code, and then they redeem it on their T-Mobile phone, and it worked. So, a little bit funky there how that happened, but we'll talk about FOMO in just a moment. We also here in the States have Grubhub, who is sponsoring an event on Sunday the 8th. So Verizon's on Saturday the 7th, Grubhub Sunday the 8th. So in the U.S., if you're a Verizon holder, you can actually take part in both of these events, which is really cool. But the Grubhub one required trainers to sign up for the Grubhub Plus service. The service had a 14-day trial, which you could sign up for and then immediately cancel, and it would still allow you to get a ticket. Now, here's how my experience went here. The second the blog post went live, so the blog post goes up, Grubhub special weekend, here's the link to sign up. I go, I sign up, and put my email in, and it says, thank you for submitting. You'll receive an email within 48 hours with additional instructions on how to redeem your ticket. So I say, great. 2 days go by, 3 days go by, 4 days go by. I got nothing, no emails at all. I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of, I reach out to the creator network, the influencer network, and I'm like, hey, anyone try this yet? What's going on? So MT from G2G.media, she says, hey, I got my email for my ticket or to start the process, but I didn't submit my email on day one. I just submitted it today. She's like, and I got the email today. So I'm confused, and I'm like, fuck, did I miss the email? I go back, I check my spam. It's nothing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to resubmit my email. So I go back in, resubmit my email. 2 hours later, boom, I get the email, which says, sign up here for Grubhub Plus. And in doing so, you'll get another email on November 4th with the ticket to the special weekend. So I sign up for the Grubhub Plus free trial, turn it on, immediately cancel it, and now I just got to wait for, November 4th to get my ticket in the email. Super, super cumbersome process for Grubhub. Really fucking annoying. Like, I wish it was as simple as Verizon. Log in, hit a button, get a code, enter the code. But unfortunately, not that easy for Grubhub. So that's that. Now, Mexico, we talked about, they have the 7-Eleven event, which is happening on Saturday the 7th. This required users to purchase 150 pesos worth of stuff at 7-Elevens through the 7-Eleven Mexican app. That's about $7 worth of shit. Also, this one was geofenced to the Mexican territory. So it wasn't like you could go in, use your app, buy your shit, and then travel out of Mexico and then take part. You actually had to be in the territory of Mexico during the event time on the 7th to take part. Along with this landing page that they just came out with, they added the announcement of 2 more special weekend events happening in Japan. One that's a dual partnership with SoftBank and 7-Eleven. That's happening on the 7th. And then Matsumoto Kiyoshi on the 8th. Now, all of these events have a consistent theme. So they're all going to feature timed research, as well as encounters with Pokemon like Chansey, Sunkern, Mawile, Spoink, Bronzor, Gibble, and Sewaddle. And I guess through the timed research, you can earn an Incense, a Star Piece, and Mega Charizard energy. That's consistent across all of them. You'll also be able to attract Pokemon with Incense like Bulbasaur, Charizard, Squirtle, Pikachu, Sableye, Patrat, Minccino, and Ferroseed, with, of course, Ferroseed being the shiny. Now, what makes these events different is that each of them has 2 unknown that will be spawning during these events. Shiny unknown also not available. So the unknowns will be there, but not the shinies. Verizon, you'll have V and Z. Grubhub will have G and H. 7-Eleven will have S and E. SoftBank, S and B. And the Matsumoto Kiyoshi, M and K. So a bunch of unknowns up for grabs here. Now, I only need 2 unknown to finish my fucking alphabet. I think it's F and Z. So I'm pissed about Verizon because I need that
You're not
Z.
going to be able to get it.
To trade. I know plenty of people with fucking Verizon. I'll be able to trade. Like, I'm not too worried about it. But there's pretty significant FOMO going on across the community about this stuff because if people aren't in the US or aren't in Mexico or aren't in Japan, there's 5 events that are happening that they can't take part in. And that kind of sucks. So Ferroseed will be available worldwide, we can assume, when the event ends. If not, at least when the event starts. But the fact that unknowns are going to be happening, it's a ticketed event, limited to geographies, all of Europe, all of Africa, like so many areas, they're just cannot play because it's not in their areas. So a little bit different than the Dia de los Muertos. I was just saying, I like the fact that that was a regional event happening there. But unlike that event, there's cool shit happening here, like unknowns. So it's like the FOMO is a little bit stronger when it comes to these events over something like the the Day of the Dead event. So I'm a little bit torn here. I mean, I'll be able to take part in at least the Grubhub event, so I'm excited for that.
Are you now?
What do you think here? Are you... I mean, did you even sign up for the Grubhub
I need
thing?
to sign up. I was just thinking about that right now. I'm like, I gotta get that going.
Go to the link in the description to the landing page on PokemonGoLive.com, and then from there you can then link out to each of the landing pages for the sponsors. So if you're in Mexico, you can get to the 7-Eleven page. If you're in Japan, you can get to the SoftBank page, like whatever it may be. I think FOMO is real here. I think some people are a little bummed out that there isn't like any European special weekend event going on. But I think we've seen other special weekend events happen in like the APAC region before. I think like Taiwan might have had one, or Singapore. I don't remember where it had them, but it wasn't around where these are. So I do like events. I'm not so happy that I'll be missing out on all those fucking unknown, though, because I want them all. But still very cool. Still very cool. If you signed up for Grubhub Plus, just if you don't plan on keeping the service, just make sure you cancel within 14 days. Otherwise, you're going to get that recurring charge, which will come as a surprise if you're not prepared for it. But I don't know. I still need Chansey, so I like that I'll have a day's worth of catching Chansey through timed research. So that's a good thing. But and I mean, what do you think of these, Adam? Are you excited, or is this just like
I mean,
no big deal?
It's cool to have like some like cool, unique, small event, but I don't like how exclusive it is.
This is an interesting one. Let us know how you feel. Are you upset? Are there going to be events available in your area? Like, let us know. Let us know. All right, moving on, Adam. We have a double Community Day announcement that just happened today on PokemonGoLive.com. You want to run us through the latest news here?
Of course I do. So this November for our Community Day Pokemon, wait a minute, our Community Day double weekend, double Pokemon, we're getting Electabuzz and Magmar back-to-back weekends. Nice. PokemonGoLive.com posted a cute little blurb that says, "Trainers, for some of you around the world, November marks the beginning of the holiday season. It's a great time to reflect on what we're thankful for, such as our community. In celebration of the spirit of community, we're excited to announce that there will be 2 separate Community Day events this November, one featuring Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon, and one featuring Magmar, the Spitfire Pokemon. Electabuzz will be November 15th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Evolve into Electivire to learn the exclusive move Flamethrower." That's interesting. That's cool.
Interesting pick. Yeah, interesting.
Take a snapshot for a surprise. Pretty straightforward. It's going to be Electabuzz. There's going to be a special one-time purchase Community Day box available for 1280 Pokecoins, which is going to have an Elite Fast TM, 3 Super Incubators, 3 Incense, and 30 Ultra Balls. There will be an event-exclusive timed research that will give you Sinnoh and other items. And for $1, you can get access to the Electabuzz Community Day exclusive special research story, Electric for Electabuzz. And when I read this, I was like, man, that sounds like an episode of the anime.
So we've gone through the anime with Gotta Watch 'Em All podcast, not to sidetrack you too far, but weren't there like 2 back-to-back episodes that featured Electabuzz and Magmar?
I thought it was Electabuzz and Scyther.
No. Oh yeah. No. Electabuzz and Scyther
Yeah,
were in
because
that one town.
yeah,
that was the ketchup episode, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought there was something with Magmar too. Maybe it was a little bit separate. But I thought Electabuzz and Magmar had some kind of connection. Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't think you're crazy. I think you're right. I just don't remember.
Okay.
The internet can yell at us later. Elekid will also be hatching from 2-kilometer eggs, and we're gonna get bonuses. This is where you make sure that you have all Team Rocket eggs, because quarter hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators during the entire event. Incense activated during the event will last 3 hours. Kind of straightforward for that, but
yeah, dude, the 12K eggs with full distances is rough.
I mean, it's fine. I just put it in an incubator, man. And I say, well, forget about it. Set it and forget it.
I'm gonna bank them for sure, and I'll put all 9 in during this event. But I'm any strange eggs that I get in the interim, they're just gonna sit until Community Day for sure.
They're so strange. All right, and then Magmar will be from November 21st from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Evolve into Magmortar to learn the exclusive move Thunderbolt. I see what they're doing there. They're basically flip-flopping the type attacks there, which is cool. I like it. Again, snapshots for a surprise. You're going to have, again, a special one-time purchase Community Day box available. This time, same price, 1280 Pokecoins with an Elite Charge TM, 3 Super Incubators, 3 Lucky Eggs, and 30 Ultra Balls.
Yep.
Then there'll be an event exclusive time research, again getting you Cinestones and other items, but for $1 you can get access to the Magmar Community Day exclusive special research story, No Match for Magmar. Again, that sounds exactly like an episode. I feel like I want to watch that episode. No Match for Magmar. Magby. Magby's going to be hatching from 2-kilometer eggs. Again, the same bonuses. We're going to get quarter hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators. And incense activated during the event are going to last 3 hours. Excellent shinies, especially Electabuzz. It's so good looking. It is just like an orangey red. It looks excellent. And then Magmar's is like a purpley-ish color.
So this is going to be an interesting Community Day. I mean, of course, it's a double Community Day 2 weeks in a row. That's great. But in both of these scenarios, you have Pokemon that will ultimately be shiny in the wild, Electabuzz and Magmar. They can evolve up, but there's also pre-evolutions. There's also the baby evolutions that'll be hatching from the 2Ks. Now, my wonder is, will the 2K eggs, these baby Pokemon, have increased shiny odds to match catching them in the wild? Magmar
that's an excellent question.
Because I've never hatched a shiny baby Pokemon. Granted, I'm not one to hatch a lot of eggs, but I've never hatched a shiny baby. So this could be the opportunity that I'll stock up on fucking 2K eggs, but then they get you. It's quarter hatch distance. I want to put my big eggs in there, but now I'm going to get 2K eggs, and I want to get the shinies. So there's going to be a little bit of a strategy here. Again, thank goodness for the 6-hour day, because then you could say, all right, I'm going to start the day with 9 12K eggs, put those in incubators, get those done, and then go get my rounds with 2K eggs. I'm just curious to see if the babies, Elekid and Magby, will have the increased shiny odds like their big brothers in the wild. Because if they do, then you best believe I'll be fucking hatching a bunch of 2Ks, putting them in fucking super incubators and shit.
Exactly.
I don't care. But, man, that would be a quick fucking hatch. What is that, like 0.3?
I think so,
0.3.
Yeah, it's super
because
quick.
Then it'll go from 2 to 1 with the super incubator, and then quarter hatch distance. Yeah, 0.25 or something. I don't know. It'd be fucking crazy. But what do you think of this? I kind of really dig this.
I'm so excited. I really am. This is so cool.
But why though? I wonder why
they
made
this
cool? Decision.
Well, there's two.
No, but why do 2 Pokemon over the month? Especially knowing that come December is typically when we get our recap Community Day where all the Pokemon come back, or at least the last year or two's worth. It's it just seems interesting that they're doing this in November when we're about to have the December Community Day that'll have a bunch of shit going on. 2 big events, back-to-back weeks. I dig it. I mean, it shit's good. Can you imagine if they were like fucking double or triple X Stardust?
Ooh.
But I'll take the quarter hatch distance. But, I like this. They're definitely good-looking fucking shinies, but I'm really concerned about getting those shiny babies. This is finally my opportunity to get the shiny babies. I just hope the rates are improved.
I'm sure they will be.
All right, Adam, that was like 45 plus minutes of information. So why don't we take a little bit of a break? Yep, we'll take a breather, grab a drink, make a little pee-pee, come back and get through the ass of the show, which will include a couple listener emails and our community question of the week. You ready to take a little break?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be back right after this. We're back from our break. Thank you so much for that. A little housekeeping to get through before the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons, Ace Trainers, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Kristen, Gearsby Bang, and DJ Banks, Garrett, G-Stacks87, Griggle78, Harry, James, Jason, JJ, Mackle, Joel, Switch, Lynchbot, Malachi, Mike, M-Pits, Pokenabot, Purple Pancake, Sam, Smeatwad, The Noise, Woodwoos Wolf, and new this week, Josh. Thank you all so incredibly much. We appreciate your support. A huge shout out to our gym leaders, Dig Dug Rob, Jamal, Michael, Talon, Tish, and TN Comics Wiz. And of course, a huge shout out to our executive producer, Paul Bott. But if Patreon isn't your thing, no big deal. There's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. All right, couple listener emails to get through really quick. There's 2. Adam, we'll alternate here. This first one from Mick the Mouse says, I hit level 40 a few months back, finally, and I have been nominating stops in the area. Most are getting shut down for complete bullshit reasons, like the picture was blurry. What the fuck? I got an iPhone 11 Pro Max. The picture was crisp, son. What chaps my ass even more is that is when I submit an invalid stop that has legit been taken down, replaced by a new sign in a different location. They tell me, we have determined the Pokestop should not exist. No shit, but I'm standing on a patch of dirt that used to be a sign, looking at a brand new sign 50 yards away. Then it won't let me update the location in an app because it's really a fucking shit too far. It's just fucking hilarious. It's just so funny how he's just going off here. It says, also, Ken, I know you're big on S2 cells. I don't have a computer. How do I do that shit? I'm also in Dirty Jersey, but mostly a solo player, especially since the Rona, so I don't know who else to ask. Thanks, trainer Mick the Mouse. So, glad to hear from another Jersey trainer. So there's a lot of really in-depth tools about S2 cells. I'm going to put a link in the description to an article that came out over a year ago on Pokemon Go Hub that details how S2 cells work. And once you get an understanding of that, there's some web-based tools that you can get on your phone. It really helps if you're an Ingress player, because then some of the tools use the Ingress Intel Maps API, which you can then borrow and utilize through Pokemon Go, through Wayfarer. But I'll link to the description in the description to the Go Hub article for the S2 cells. Check that out, get an understanding of it, and see if it's even something you want to bother with, because it's not the most user-friendly thing, and it's a little bit complex. So you might look at it and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to submit shit if it looks cool. I don't care if it's in an S2 cell or not. But if you do want to get down to the nitty-gritty, learning the ins and outs of S2 cells is the number one way to be exceptionally efficient in Wayfarer. So just check out the link in the description. Mick, thank you so much for writing in. I appreciate it. And fuck yeah for being from Dirty Jersey. All right, Adam, you're up.
All right. Hi, Lured Up. The first AR scan quest I got was at a gym near my office. Specifically, it was that gym I had the "Don't invite me, I'm standing right here" kerfuffle.
Yeah, this is from Sir Amanda, by the way. So she wrote in last week about how she couldn't use her regular raid pass because she was invited to the remote raid, even though she was standing right there. So yeah, same person.
Okay. With a reward of a lure. So I dropped by to try to figure out how to do it. And like, what in the world? The directions were not obvious. And I guess because the feature was so new, or because I'm bad at Googling, I couldn't figure out the answer through the internets. Eventually, I realized that you're supposed to keep clicking the icon on the top right of the Pokestop, and 2 or 3 clicks later, you get into the menu for scanning. Okay, so I do the scan. I get my lure. Whee! Yay! Since then, every single AR scan quest I've gotten is for junk items. Examples are various potions, Ultra Balls. I'm a questaholic, so I'm always spinning stops every day looking for quests. Since that lure seemed like a freaking outlier, I'm considering just holding on to an AR quest. It doesn't seem to take up the quest slot, so just so I don't get any more. There's the initial hurdle of, this is way too much effort for nothing worthwhile in return, to get over before I can even decide if I care about doing Niantic AR's mapping, grunt work, or not. Peace, Sir Amanda.
Yeah. So a lot of people feel the same way. They really do. A lot of people really think that the amount of effort it takes to do a Pokestop scan isn't worth the reward that you get. Now, if lures were the reward every time, I bet you a lot of people would be fucking scanning. But it doesn't seem that a lot of people are going to stop, get out of their car, if they're driving, and take a minute to walk outside, scan something, do this whole process, and get 2 potions. It doesn't.
Yeah, you're not going to get me out of my car for that.
Yeah. But a lure, fuck yeah. I'll do that shit for a lure every time. The other thing is that she's absolutely correct. It's not the easiest thing to even find within the research. Like, you think it would be like, click here to fucking start scanning. It's not. You have to like click the 3 little dots. Even I remember in the original description about AR mapping in the blog, they were like, yeah, click on the AR scanning tab. There's no fucking tab. It's like hidden in the menus. So I had to, kind of fumble for it at first when I did it. But Adam, have you done any of these?
I have not done
tried
any.
This yet? Didn't you have one for the fucking moose by your house?
Yes, but there's like bushes on one side of it, so it makes it very, because they moved it. They moved it slightly over. And so, like, I can't get completely around it, like in a circle.
Well, you don't have to go around it in a circle.
Well, that's what it makes me believe.
Well, what if you were doing a mural? You can't walk around the other side of the wall. It's 2D. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to get a good scan from side to side. Like, I did a couple of them, and like one of them was like a freestanding sign where I was able to walk all the way around, completely side to side. And one was of a flat wall, so I literally just had to go from left side to right side. Now, something worth mentioning here regarding AR scanning that we didn't talk about. When you complete your AR scan, right, it's pretty much taking a video, but like we said last week, there's a lot more data that's being captured than just the video, just the actual visual. So ultimately, after you do your scan, you have to upload that scan to the Niantic server, and it prompts you to do that. And after you're done filming, it'll say upload now or upload later. So I was hearing from people that if you upload now and you're not on Wi-Fi, that this gobbles up a shit ton of data, like a lot of data. So it's just something to be aware of, where you can always hold on to it and go home, get on your Wi-Fi, and then upload it. But just be aware of that if you upload on the fly and you don't have an unlimited data plan, this is going to take big bites out of it every single time you upload. So just be aware of that. But I'm with you, Amanda, 100%. I really think that lures should be the consistent reward for all of these quests.
Yeah, make it even like the ice lure, the steel one,
Hell
all the different ones.
Fucking, even like
incubators,
an incense, like
incubators would be phenomenal.
Single-use regular incubator, I would do it.
Yep.
I would fucking definitely do it. Single use.
Yeah, make it work
incubator.
in their favor. Yes, single use incubator.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with it.
But Amanda, thank you for writing in. That's very interesting. You know what I mean? It's like you're not alone. I think a lot of people gave this a shot, did one or two, and they're like, all right, it ain't fucking worth the effort. It just doesn't seem it. But shit. Give me an incense, give me a single-use incubator even, or a lure. I'll do them every fucking time if I can. Oh, and they definitely don't take up a normal slot for your field research, so you don't have to worry about that. So I think, like you were saying, if you do collect one and just sit on it, you won't get any other additional ones. So
also keep in mind that I noticed this today. I got an AR task, I deleted it, and then went back to that same Pokestop with an AR task. And that gave me a new quest.
Regular task.
Yeah, regular task. Yeah. So it's like possibly if you are and this honestly can chalk up to why I haven't seen many of the Catch 18 Ghost or Dark type Pokemon. I keep deleting the AR task because it gets to like the top of the screen and then I'm like, I can't see what I just spun. So I'm kind of my own worst enemy when it comes to that. So just be aware that by getting rid of it, you're spinning any AR scannable quest to be accepted, essentially.
Interesting. Well, this kind of leads into the next topic here, and this is how we'll close the show. This was the community question that I put up on Twitter the other day. And this was kind of brought to my attention by some activity that I was seeing, not so much on Twitter or even Discord, but within my local Facebook groups for Pokemon Go. Now, these groups have definitely quieted down over the last year because a lot of people have migrated over to Discord. But what's left behind, and those that stick around in these Facebook groups, typically, at least in my area, are a little bit more from the casual side of the game, which is great. Mom or dad goes on Facebook. They want to play Pokemon Go with their kids. They search for the Facebook group. Boom, they find it. They're in. They can ask questions. La-di-da. It's great stuff. But there was a specific task in the Mega Gengar timed research, and it was make 9 nice throws in a row. Now, this may not seem too difficult for, advanced trainers, but there was plenty of trainers out there that hit a fucking roadblock on this task. And this got me thinking, okay, so maybe this doesn't affect the hardcore or the podcast community of people listening because they're a little bit more, inclined to be able to complete this easily. So I put the question out, would you like to see a make 5 excellent throws in a row field research task? And what would be a worthy reward? And I got a ton of responses. They're real quick, short, rapid-fire ones, so I'll just rip through them here really quick. But, Adam, I'd like to get your take on this in a minute, too. So
okay.
Put that question out. Here's some responses. Pogo Joel says, the inner row are so annoying, haha, but the rewards need to be good. Axu, Dino, or Gibble. Now, just remember those 3 Pokemon, because that's going to be a consistent theme. Pumpkin Trainer Joe says, oof, my throwing skills go straight out the window whenever I get these type of tasks. Purified Podcast says the harder the task, the greater the reward. Dino and or Axu would be on my pick. PK Ben, Gen 5 Fossils. Mousy, 1 million Pokecoins. Higher Fructose, 1 Nanaberry. Fucking troll. Who this one? This is Medushell. I got all the Halloween names going on here. It says, maybe for something really cool like Axu, Dino, or Rufflet. So Axu and Dino definitely consistent here. Joe Mama 6343. It says it isn't even that hard, so maybe something like Axu or Dino. It's like, whoa, we got a badass over here. Zapno, it says a wild card for a Pokemon of my choice. That's kind of interesting. Hardcore Epic Shuby Dog Memes. Shiny Spinda. Okay. Heracross Boss. This is an interesting one. A monthly rotating older regional, such as a Gen 1 or Gen 2. Rotate between those each month, and the assumption would be that it's a rare task. Would love a difficult task, and maybe along with it, the introduction of excellent and great throw badges. Jamal from our community responds right away and says, regionals, yes, 5 excellence for a Mime Jr., Heracross, or Torkoal. Let's go. Let's make this happen. So this is interesting. I don't think we'll ever see regionals break their region lock through research. Maybe events, like we've seen Kangaskhan, all that stuff, Hatch event, whatever. But I don't think they would come to tasks. But I do think that it does need to be a solid reward if they were to have a hard task like this. A couple more responses here. Brendan says, Gibbler Dino. Diefenbaker says, Dino. Pokemon Crossroads says, encounter to have stock in Niantic because that sounds annoying and difficult to complete. And then final one, Benji Pizarro said, a raid pass. And that got
a
me
remote
thinking.
raid pass.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we have real stuff that people want. A remote raid pass is a reward. So what about a 5 or 10 excellent throw in a row task? Would you even entertain holding on to something like that, or would you just delete it?
I think for the most part, I'm just going to be deleting them.
Even if it's 5 excellent in a row? You don't think you could do that on a legendary?
Where I think I could... It's do I really want to? That's the question.
Yeah, but what if it's for a remote raid pass? That's like throwing away $1.25, $1.50.
Yeah, no. I would do it for a remote raid pass. A regular raid pass, no. Because it's like I have to be physically there, and like I don't necessarily have all the time in the world to just get out there. But
dude, any fucking legendary I'm catching... and I'm doing the circle lock trick, fucking Prodigy's Nation, I'm getting fucking excellent throws every time. Like this, for me, it's not, I'm not trying to like swing the E-peen around here, but 5 excellent throws isn't that difficult when it comes to legendaries. On Pokemon in the Wild, fuck that. I'd lose my fucking mind trying to get it. I mean, the 5 curveball throws and great curveballs is a pain in the fucking ass for Spinda. But when you're in a raid boss scenario, it's just a lot easier. Now, Lugia, especially Lugia, is so fucking easy to get excellent throws on. Like Ho-Oh, same shit. So this was an interesting one, but we saw all this really cool research with the Gengar event and with the Halloween event, catch 108 Pokemon, these long, catch 94 Pokemon, like all these huge, long tasks that really took a lot of effort. I would love to see different things come to field research that weren't just about consistent playing, like catch 100 fucking Pokemon. Like, give me more skill-based stuff. Make 5 excellent throws. I don't know. I think I'd be super down for that. I think that would be a nice challenge,
When I see the make 3 excellent throws, I'm like, oh man, it's so stressful.
That's not worth a Larvitar.
No, I understand that, but it's so stressful because I'm like, do I keep it? Do I get rid of it? And like, I'll get 2 in a row, and then I'll be like, no, I got this. Let me, and then it jumps or something, like it just does like an extra step, and you just don't calculate, and you're like, I already gave him a banana.
The amount of times I was going for Spinda, and on the, I had 4 great curveball throws, and on the 5th one I fucking miss or whatever. Oh my god, I want to spike my fucking phone in the ground. But I don't know. I would like this game to challenge me more, and not just challenge me meaning like play more. Challenge me like actually test my skill. Drifloon, catch mastery, it gave you extra XP if you got great excellent throw. Like, make me work for those excellent throws. And then that brings up a great point that Heracross Boss said. It would be awesome if we had badges that kept track of our excellent throws. I think that's a stat people would be interested in keeping track of and interested in competing with their friends over, because that shows skill, not just time. You actually have to have skill. So good stuff. I love that conversation. I thought that was a really cool, non-poke the bear community question where, I got a lot of people were involved, and I didn't have to, no one had to give me a death threat or anything because I was just asking a regular question. Adam, that was it, dude. I know. I think that was a show. We did it.
We have done a thing.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out the show. If you made it this far, we greatly appreciate you. Please check out luredup.com for everything that we have going on with the show. PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on at the network. Give us a call. We haven't had a voicemail in a little bit. 732-835-8639. You could also send us a text, video, voicemail, picture, whatever. Email us, info@luredup.com. And don't forget, our merch store is open, PokemonProfessor.com/merch. Adam, that's it. I believe that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's
all right.
it.
Keep training, trainers. We'll see everyone next week.